Greetings, family. This your soul brother Eric. Once again, I just like to make a quick summary um, dealing with the black on black violence and crime situation here in the United States of America, which pertains to us as a people of soul and as slave descendants here in this country, being dark skinned slave descendants. You know, time and time again, I've always wondered, even when I was under the blindfold indoctrination of the so-called black conscious community in this country, or why we was always so violent toward one another. Why I see why, after doing more research and gaining more understanding through reality, truth of knowledge, you know, that I've been able to come across. Well, prior to slavery, we didn't get along with each other as a dark skinned people anyway, whether it was through tribal division or religious division, or according to demographics and geography, whether it was on the continent of so called Africa or whether it was on the continent of so called North America and South America or anywhere else on the planet where we were as civilizations of dark skinned people. It was always infighting going on, and which opened up the doors eventually for our Caucasian enemies of oppression to come along and take control of our lands and take control of us as a people. And this is what it led to, and this is what it ultimately led to our enslavement as a people here in this country called America, or present day America as the United States, which is also referred by, as a country. And, that history, which is a fact and which can be researched and looked up, as well as through social media information and internet information, is a proven fact. And is why we still cannot get along, which slavery, in accordance with our slave mentality, even added on to this dilemma that we still find ourselves in as far as being violent and so much hateful toward each other when it comes to self-hatred as a dark-skinned people in this country, and it tells us through history into the present why we still can't get along with each other. So, I mean, I just want it to be known as a fact. Now, I don't support nor advocate black on black crime or black on black violence, and I'd rather not. But it comes to a point in time that, a brother may have to do what a brother may have to do, or a sister may have to do what a sister may have to do when being confronted with the ignorance of us as a dark skinned people in this country. Because there are most of us as a people of dark skin pigmentation in this country that don't understand no other way but how to be ignorant among each other, where it may have to be addressed with violence. But hopefully, I won't have to keep going that route with us as a people. And this is why I find ways to avoid this as much as I can, But at the end of the day, with reality. You know, so many of us is getting caught up with killing each other, going to prison over hurting and killing each other, or committing crimes against each other, you know, because of our ignorance and lack of knowledge of self and who we really are and what we need to be headed toward as a people, as far as us being freed from within the slave master's house, you know, which is one thing that's going to lead to us overcoming these dilemmas and circumstances that we find ourselves in, especially as far as with the so-called legal incarceration of our people systematically, you know. And but I want to say that it's definitely from personal experience and in general, it's definitely nothing to be proud of to have been a prison number or to being incarcerated in a prison system or a jail or juvenile system. And so many of our older generation of brothers and sisters who's coming back to the streets from within the system, programming our youths with this thing that is something to be proud of, you know, it's just ridiculous and crazy, you know, because once, you know, our young brothers and sisters end up catching a case, especially if it's a felony case, their life is going to change forever for the worse, especially even after being incarcerated. Once released back in society, life is just going to be hard. It's not going to be the same, you know, and I could definitely testify to that as a fact, you know. So, like I'm saying to my younger brothers and sisters, especially in their teenage years or in their early 20s, it's nothing to be proud of. You know, it ain't nothing cool about having a felony on your record. Just make it hard and it labels you even. It puts a definite ultimate label on you for the rest of your life, long as we're living within this society under our Caucasian slave master oppressor. You know, that's going to be with us until the day we die if we're not totally freed as a people from within our slave master's house. You know, I mean, you know, it's going to be hard for us to maintain ourselves as individuals or even with having families as long as that felony tag is on us, you know, and this is why, you know, so much is being set up for us to entrap ourselves in these situations, which is nothing to be proud of. And I just want to leave that quick message in there to us. And if you have any comments on it, jot them down. Peace. And I would definitely get back with you on them. Peace once again.